Hey, hey, y'all. This is Random, and it's an open panel. Hey, y'all. What y'all doing? Hey, Vibrant. Michelle's daughter, Jess. Hey, Boo. It's funny because I kind of actually thought about you. Matter of fact, because I wanted to ask a question too, because I know that they had mentioned before about doing you a virtual baby shower. So, how do you feel about that? Is that something that you would like to do? Like we just set some time aside, or we could do a live specifically for that, or we could just announce it during a live. Like pretty much all it is like you drop your cash app, and if you don't want people to have like your personal cash app, you can always create a new one strictly for something like this, for like social media. But I wanted to ask you about that. I've been meaning to ask you about that the last couple lives I saw you in. So but hey, y'all. So yeah, I ain't doing too much, y'all. I ain't doing nothing. You can tell, like my mama, she ain't doing nothing for her birthday, y'all. She is in her room. Can y'all hear her laughing? She is just in there having a good old time with whoever she in there talking to. But I had got her like two cakes because I wasn't sure like which one. Like one of them, I liked the color, but it was like just like marble, and then it was like that buttercream icing, and then they had this real pretty carrot cake. So I had got both of them, and I just had them write happy birthday on it. I got her some flowers, and then I got her a facial, so she can go schedule that whenever she wants to do it. But I'm gonna tell y'all right now, Groupon is very, very good for, since the holidays and stuff are coming up, y'all. This is just a random live. If anybody wants to come up, you're more than welcome to come up, and we just talking. But I was kind of bored, and I was really getting ready to go on internet. I'm like, I'm about to start searching some shit, like different stuff that's on sale and stuff. And then I'm like, let me just go live and talk to y'all. Uh-oh, y'all just got a notification. Amazon is hiring for the internet again for home workers. Oh yeah, I'm about to fill that out. Some of these companies will send you the equipment. Like I haven't got hired anywhere yet, but my thing with how I had to update my resume. Excuse me. So I finally updated my resume. That was another thing, because a lot of them just want you to just update your resume, or upload your resume instead of them having an application for you to fill out. So I updated my resume, so that should help, because if I get a work at home job, y'all, it's on and popping. Something I could like do outside of my new job, but I really just want to work from home. But there's a lot of these places that will actually send you equipment, especially like the computer itself, like a laptop. They're sending laptops. Some of them you got to have like the headphones and stuff like that, Ethernet cord. That stuff is pretty inexpensive. But I mean, the laptop is the most expensive thing, and a lot of the companies will send it to you, and it's a good one if they send it to you for work at home, because they expect you to have like a certain quality, certain memory, certain hard drive capabilities. Like it can't be a Chromebook, can't be no type of tablet. It has to be not an idea pad. It has to be something that really can hold the speed and the memory, and just keep up pretty much. So yeah, but Nabu, people still going through COVID. I'm good. Oh, Jess. Well, I mean that is true, but it's nothing forced, but I get it. I do get it, because I'm the same way. I'm the same way, so I get it. Um, I don't know that's odd to say because my Cash App is up on the thing, but I haven't been on StreamYard in so long, and honestly, I think my Cash App is up there from when Almond Brown did her did that video, like that live with that challenge, like makeup challenge. I think it's been up there since then. 'Cause I don't usually put my Cash App thing up there, but anyway, it's up there. So, but no, I get you. So, but you know, it's all volunteer, and you know, it's just people that want to give or whatever. You know, nice little gesture. I just feel like even if you're not a content creator, like our channels wouldn't be nothing if y'all didn't support them or y'all didn't come engage and interact with us. So, you know, I mean, I just feel like it can be beneficial all the way around. It's not just one sided, you know. That's how I look at it. But April, did you know Rick pulled a fire on Trish? No. What did he do? What Rick do? I haven't seen Rick on. I think Trish been doing them late night lives. Um Matter of fact, you had left me a comment about going live, and I kind of just hearted the comment. Really, I thought it was a comment that I missed. I thought it because the one night or the one day when I kept trying to come live, like my live had shut down, I was thinking it was like a comment from that video, and I just missed responding to it, so I hearted it. And then when I went back and to go respond to another comment on that same post, I saw that you were like asking me to go live that night. I'm like, dang, I didn't even realize. I didn't even actually read the whole comment. But so yeah, I've been seeing Trish doing them late night lives, and I don't know. Trish is a character. Trish is definitely a character. And you know, Rick and Trish, they've always had like a little tiff. Like they've always had like a real weird type of relationship, going back and forth, blocking, call themselves roasting each other, all that type of shit. But he took her he took her shit. Oh my God. I need to go watch his video. I need to go watch and see what the hell he done did to her. Trish been out here clowning though. Like, I don't know. Trish act like she going through something. She's just been acting kind of funny lately. And not even saying if she disagrees with, certain people that I get along with, but it's just like, I don't know. It's like she's purposely wanting to be for or have conflicts where there don't need to be any. So I don't really know what she got going on. He blocked her, then cussed her out, then took her her verses. Oh my God. Hey Sylvia, you say my fine self. Well, thank you for the compliment. I ain't looking too fine right now. I mean, I ain't. Hey Jay. Hey y'all. Hey Mac Lips in here. Good evening, y'all. Good evening. Yeah, I'm sitting here. Here I am. Hey y'all. I'm in this room. You know what I could do? I could like clean my makeup brushes because bitch, I need to wash some makeup brushes. That's what I need to do. But this is me. I'm sick of this bun on top of my head, y'all. And really, I'm gonna take this bitch down before I go to bed because, ooh, my head was hurting so bad last night. You in two chats. Why I wanted to run up in that school with you earlier, Tanya. Ooh, bitch. And then when I got off, okay, so let me tell y'all about that. So I had got let me go ahead and get comfortable. So I had got on the phone with my brother. He finally called me. So he went and got my niece or whatever. So now he sent me like all of the text messages that the mama done sent her or sent him, I'm sorry. So anyway, so now she wanna like co-parent, or now she wants to, allow him the visiting that he's supposed to have. And she's talking about she's gonna do all this stuff. Number one, she said that she filed a police report already. Now she said she filed the report on Monday. Now, mind you, some reports do take a while for you to be able to actually pick up the hard copy or look it up. But today is Thursday. Okay. She's saying that she couldn't go pick it up today because it's a holiday. The police station don't never close, bitch. The police station never closes. It's open 24/7. Thank you, Zartan. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, babe. And thank you, Stevia, too. I appreciate y'all. So, but yeah, so the police, they never close. So what the fuck you talking about? You can go pick up a police report at any time. If it's done, then you can go pick it up. So I don't know if she even really got anything filed, but she's talking about going to the now since I didn't went up there, she texted him talking about they're not gonna tell her anything. They're not gonna even I understand, whatever, but they're not gonna tell her anything. But bitch, you the one that called the school and told them not to tell me anything. That's the thing. You called up there and told them not to tell me anything. So you don't know what they would have possibly told me. You told them not to tell me nothing. You and talking about how he talking to you, the principal talking to you, and the only person you deal with is the assistant principal and stuff. Why is my niece still in that school? Why? Because it's convenient for you. Because you ain't got to get your fat lazy ass up and take her and pick her up. She is in walking distance. Bitch, raise your kids. This is your fourth child. This is the youngest. Uh-oh, there go another work at home opportunity. So anyway, he done sent all these messages to me and stuff, whatever, because now that I done went up there asking questions and shit, now she want to act like she want to do something. Nah, bitch, I'm still going to do it. Don't think that that's going to make me bow down or that's going to make me back off like, oh, okay, she doing something. Nah, bitch, I'm still going to follow through and do what the fuck I said I was going to do. Okay? I'm going to call down to the police station. I'm going to see what the fuck going on with that report. I'm going to also call the damn news. The news I can't call until tomorrow. I'm gonna call the news tomorrow. I'm gonna ask them about let them know about this going on. They got like an action department or something like that where they'll go out into the neighborhood and they will go and look into shit that other people ain't looking into. So this is 10 kids. 10 kids are supposed to jump on one. My niece, when my brother went and got her, I was on the phone with him still. I was still in the grocery store because once y'all drop, y'all know I'm gonna walk around the store for fucking ever. So I was in there for a while. So anyway, she's in the car, so I'm asking how she doing, how she feeling. I'm asking him how she look. He's like, she cool or whatever. No, she got knots all over her head, underneath her hair. She got all these knots and shit. But she don't got no physical, like a bunch of shit. I said, well, that's fucked up if it's 10 people that supposed to have whooped your ass and you don't got no actual cuts and bruises and shit like that. It's good for you, but it's bad for them. I mean, they need to step their game up. But anyway, so she said that it started off, and see, the big thing is that it happened on school property. That's the number one thing. Number two is that it's kids that she actually goes to school with in there. Even after that happened, they are still threatening her. Okay, that's number two. Number three, there's no incident report. Okay, there's no suspensions. There's no type of disciplinary action that has happened on anybody. Okay, and lastly, so basically, she said that it started off like they was throwing shit. Hey, Dolly Boo. They was throwing shit like pop cans, like just throwing random shit off the ground, just throwing it. It was her and one of her friends. And they was just throwing shit at them and stuff or whatever, just kind of picking and taunting and talking shit or whatever. It's supposed to have started over, there's a rumor, one of them started a rumor saying that my niece said something about one of the girls' grandmothers. She said she didn't say it. She said she don't know what they talking about, blah, 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 whatever. Who knows? I don't know what she done said or whatever. But I know her saying something about somebody granny still does not justify 10 kids jumping on her. You know what I'm saying? 5, 2, bitch, none of that. Okay. The bitch who was mad or who granny it was, that's who should have been who ran up. Okay. But so that's how it happened. So it's basically like a bullying situation to the point where then they just went ahead and jumped on her. Yeah, so my brother, he pissed now that he found out she got knots on her head. But I'm like, again, this happened Monday. It's Thursday. This girl hasn't been to no emergency room. She hasn't seen nobody. She's had knots on her head all this motherfucking time. If she still got knots on her head now, just think of how big they was when it happened. And nobody checked that. Again, no doctor's visit or anything. She could have been walking around with a concussion all this time. We just don't know. She's only what? How old is she? 11? What's this? Yeah, she's 11. She just turned 11 this year. So, anyway, I'm gonna just get on the phone and do my shit in the morning, see what the fuck going on and what I can get done. I'm gonna call the Department of Education. Now the mama is saying that she has an appointment. Like basically like the Department of Education wants to set up an appointment and mediate with her and the principal. Bitch, no. A mediation. Bitch, we want action. Disciplinary action against those kids and possibly now against the head of the school, this principal and whoever else. Because if y'all ain't doing y'all job, who the fuck gonna do it? Hey, Coco. Or swollen brain, yes. So we still have to, so we still about to have to go, have to, have the Ohio street fight. I told you, I fight kids 16 and over with bitch. Well, I mean, call you a bitch, but these kids is elementary, and I will smack the whole fuck out of all of them. Like y'all didn't even want to tell me what time, if she was still there, so I would know to wait for her. But now I know. Hey, chef, how you doing, babe? But now I know. Now what you doing? You ain't coming up here. No, no, no. And I told my brother, I said, oh, I ain't go off in there because, I ain't trying to make shit no worse, or I'm not trying to give them the ammo. You know what I'm saying? Because if my reaction on anybody, anyone, any of the adults involved that's advocating for her, if any of our actions give them justification for the way that they're behaving, then they're of course going to go with the school and the school staff. So I wasn't gonna go off in there, but bitch, I see you. I seen that big bitch. And like I said, I told my brother, like, bitch, I'm telling you, I said I would dog that bitch. I was told my mama too. They laughing and shit or whatever. Like, April, what did you say? I said, I didn't say nothing. Like, they always like think I'm gonna go off or something or whatever. And it's like, I just want shit to get done. That's all I'm saying. I just want shit to get done. You know what I'm saying? And now that I'm about to go to work and I'm about to be there 9 to 5, like, I ain't about to be around. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to be about this check. So I'm not about to be around. So tomorrow is my day to get whatever I can get going to get going. Hey, Yummy Yums. What's going on, babe? Hey, Miss Mom G. Happy Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day, y'all. If there's any veterans that see this replay, thank y'all so much. I thank y'all so, so much. Y'all are amazing. Y'all are amazing. You have an amount of courage in you that a lot of us don't have. So we thank you. When my oldest son got jumped by some bullies years ago when he was a teenager, I jumped right in. He was minding his business, playing b-ball, and they jumped him, and I dropped everything and ran up. Period. Period. Listen, let me tell y'all a story. And I don't even know if I told y'all this or not, but this is the reason why I told y'all that I had a temporary protection order on me for 5 years, felony one, right? The reason why I had that, oh, shit, I got to be off by now. It's off by now. But the reason why I had it is because my oldest daughter, Tia, was 16 at the time. And Tia was 16. And there was a couple that stayed out there in the complex that we were living at. We was living in the townhouse complex. So anyway, there was the girl, her dude, and her kid or whatever. So there was some situation where the girl, the woman, she's a woman compared to my 16-year-old, had approached her about seeing her baby daddy. Now, my daughter's 16. Hey, Blazing. My daughter is 16. Like, I know, you know what I'm saying? Kids be grown, kids do shit, but your baby daddy is a grown ass man. Bitch, here's my thing. Don't approach my kids about shit. You as a woman decided to approach my 16-year-old child about seeing your baby daddy. Number one, bitch, you know, you obviously got some home issues going on. Number two, I don't know what the fuck is going on in your household to where you feel like he's doing something and stepping out on you. But like I said, do not approach my kids about any fucking thing. So basically what happened was she had approached my daughter out there. You know, it's a nice sunny day, pretty day outside, everybody outside. So people just came to my door like, Miss April. They used to call me Miss April. Hey BL, hey babe. They used to call me Miss April. So Miss April, this lady in Tia face, this lady in Tia face. So I go out there and I just go out there. So I step in front of her because she like all up in my daughter's face or whatever. My daughter's standing there like, I don't know what you're talking about. But at this point, when I'm out there, she cussed him like, get out my face. Like, I don't know what the hell you talking about. I don't know him. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I step in between them and I'm in her face. I said, I'm her mother. I said, you talk to me. You talk to me. What's going on? So she's like still like all up trying to look at Tia and still say what she like, I ain't there. Bitch, I said, talk to me. Don't address my daughter. I said, hello. Like, I'm right here. Don't address my daughter. Now, Tia, she's behind me, like, still talking. I said, you be quiet and gone on. You move out the situation. So my daughter moves or whatever, she go, and the girl still like call herself addressing my daughter. And I just went in. I just pretty much I threw the first lick. Okay. I just did because it was like just irritating. Hey, Cole's World, babe. It was just so irritating because it's like, bitch, like I'm right here in your face, like literally, like bitch, we could have been kissing, like we right there, and that bitch wasn't nowhere attractive, so it wouldn't happen. But I'm just saying we were so close, but yet you still trying to look around me to my daughter, bitch. Like I said, don't address my daughter about shit. I don't give a fuck what it's about. And so yeah, so she ended up on the ground. Now she's screaming and crying like somebody just did something so wrong to her. You don't approach nobody's kids. And I get it. Like if you upset or you feeling like, number one, I don't even know what the hell is going on. Like what would make you think that anyway? Like out of all the people that we got out here, you gonna pick her. What made you think that? Like you ain't gonna talk to me at all, period. You're not gonna try to get any type of logic out of this. You just want to fight. But then you gonna fight me. Because it could have been me letting you fight her because my daughter still would have smashed you. So it's like I could have let her just whoop you, and now you would have just been in trouble for fighting a minor. Put out your place and everything. But it flipped around on me because I am the one who went against her. Then I mean I am the one who pretty much jumped on her. And so even though it was her that started the incident, it don't matter because I'm the one who fought her, but pretty much that's how they looked at it. So then I leave, right? So I didn't fought her like whatever and now I go on about my business, about my day. I leave, go do what I'm doing. I come back home, y'all. The whole parking lot is just like filled with people. They like, April, where the fuck you been at? April, your brother out here. I said, who called my brother? Now listen, my brother takes on every bit of my daddy's personality like the older he gets, right? So he this man had on this long ass leather trench coat. Y'all remember the Mac? Remember the movie The Mac? Is that Tracy's World? Hey, Tracy's World. Let's say the original is Tracy's World. Well, hey, how you doing, huh? Thank you for stopping by. So, and right, no one should be bothering kids, but even if they are 16, it's like I get it. Kids like they growing, they look grown. You know, they might even be acting grown once they get them bodies on them. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. You know, and I'm not saying that my kid is just so perfect or my kid ain't out there doing nothing they ain't supposed to be doing because they kids and they gonna do shit. But all I'm saying is just address the parent. Just let me know, because I'm going to correct mine. You know what I'm saying? I get that some parents don't even correct their kids. Some parents just allow their kids to just be and just do. I get that too. But I'm not one of those parents. Like, I check mine, okay? And I keep them in check. And that's why my daughter was 16 years old, still with a curfew, still in high school, still got to meet them grades. That's why at 18, when she still had a couple months before she graduated, she still had a curfew, still was in school every day, still was keeping that GPA up to graduate with. So she was mad as fuck at 18. She turned 18 and they had to come in the house at 10:30 on the school night. You motherfucker right. You better be glad it's 10:30. Because you got school in the morning. And that's just what it is. I'm that parent who got up in the morning and cooked breakfast, made breakfast sandwiches and all that shit. Or we stop and go get food and stuff like that. Like, I'm that kid. I was up in the morning. I didn't sleep while my kids got themselves ready. You know what I'm saying? I might do that shit now because I only got one, and my son, he just funny. He just get up, he drive himself and everything else. But no, I gets up with mine. I get up, you gonna eat, you gonna be right, your clothes gonna be right, you gonna be good, and you gonna get there. And so anyway, so it was just, yeah. So I had to end up fighting that lady. She ended up going to the court, put a protection order on me and my brother. My brother was out there with a long ass leather trench coat, y'all, with a long ass shotgun. This dude looked like he out the motherfucking Wild Wild West movie. Okay, I'm talking about beard, hair everywhere, just out there, right? So while I was gone, it was a whole commotion out there. She done called family, which I ended up knowing the dude that she called. He come out there, he shoot his gun up in the air. My brother then basically hit her, which ain't right, y'all. I'm not condoning what my brother did at all, period, because number one, that was a woman. Like, if he was gonna come out and approach the dude about the situation, I get that. But all he heard was fight, and he came out and he approached the girl who got into the fight or whatever, or who was in the fight. And how, I don't even know how he knew who it was, but somebody must have told him. He came out there, she got slick, and he did butter with the butt of the gun. And so yeah, she put a order out on him, put one out on me too by that moment. And then she ended up moving. And because basically the order was like, if I'm anywhere in her vicinity or whatever, like, you gotta call. Like, they told me, like, I have to call. Like, if I see her at a stoplight, I gotta call. If I see her coming up, because like, I would come out my back door, her front door was right there. It's like, it was like catty corner, like my yard was right here, hers was over there. So it's like, if we came out our door and saw each other, I got a call, because that's contact. So, because we live so close and all of that, um, but she ended up moving, she ended up leaving or whatever. But still, and still to this day right now, I don't know what made her think that my daughter was like talking to this dude or whatever. I mean, of course, my daughter told me she don't know the dude, she ain't never had no contact with him, whatever. But I never knew what made her address her. But my sons are both grown, and I still don't play by mine. Nah, because I'm your kids. And it's and especially when they ain't doing nothing to bother nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just out here doing our, just living, whatever, like, and people just want to fuck with somebody. You know what I'm saying? Might not have but I have a baseball bat and I swing better. Your brother sounds like my brothers. My brothers are boy cousins, and boy cousins are crazy. Yup. But hell, so are us girls. Don't start none, won't be none, has always been my motto. That's it. That's it. Yeah, my boy cousins too. They don't play no games either. They don't. They don't play no games, especially about their girl family and just their girls in their life. Like, they don't play no games. Yeah, my brother, and that's my only brother. Like, I don't. It's just me and him. My daddy got my daddy got kids by this other lady. He got a son, an older son, but I ain't really close with them or whatever. And then they got a little sister. She called me her sister, her big sister, and stuff like that. But I ain't really close to them or whatever. But I keep in contact. But still, but so it was just us, and it's so crazy because I used to be the one to fight for him. Like when we was younger, like he was always in some shit, y'all. And I mean, I'd be up at schools. We was going to different elementary schools. I'd be up at his school. I'd be in the neighborhood, like what, fighting dudes, y'all. Like a mess, just a mess. Girl, thank God your brother don't know these people on you. Cole's World, James, my James. Hey, um, that's why I said. That's why when Tracy that's my brother, I'm like, bitch, that's not what you want, cause he will come where you at. Like he will come where you at. Please don't do that. Like that's not the one that you really want to do nothing with, because like it's been so, even for him to be in the space that he's in right now. I mean, just working a regular 9 to 5, not in the streets, not just, just living regular pretty much. That I'm so happy for him, because I'm telling you, like this dude would just, I mean, it was like he just never thought he was gonna grow up, you know, and he really don't give a fuck. Like he just don't. He don't care, especially when it comes to his family. Like my brother don't see consequences. He just see right now. So he don't look to the future for nothing. So he don't have that type of mindset to look to the future or to weigh things out, or that's what I do. He's about right now. So I don't know, y'all. I got a story. I'm trying to make it to the store though. Well, we gonna be here, Colesworth. Go ahead, babe. We gonna be here. I'm chilling. Yep, growing up in the hood, our family was always about that life. If anybody messed with our folks from the grandparents on down, oh Lord, oh, we ain't gonna talk about my granddaddy, y'all. Mm-mm. We ain't gonna talk about my granddaddy. And then I had, here, let me drop the link. Then I had oh, my granddaddy was hell. And then my grandmama, okay, so like my grandmama, she was like the Christian, sweet, you know what I'm saying? She ain't never cuss. She a holler and stuff at my uncle. She a holler at everybody, but she ain't really bother nobody. And then, but the other like women in my family, few, because it was my family is mostly men. But the other, hey King Ramon, how you doing, babe? But the other, you said brother did what he was supposed to do. Y'all, I ain't want him to hit that lady in the face though with the butt of that gun. Damn, what the fuck? Like I said, what the fuck? It's been shootings and shit out here. She done called somebody out here. He done shot in the air and shit. And dude, he was like in the streets at the time or whatever. Now he's selling funnel cakes. Y'all, it's a hot ass mess. It's a Oh my God, happy Veterans Day, everybody. Yes. Yes, y'all. I hope y'all enjoying your day. But I'm trying to see if she okay. There she go. But y'all, it's been a lot. Like, girl, we fight, okay? We gonna get it in. If you got to. Like, I ain't trying to be rolling around in the dirt with nobody, but shit. Bitch, I ain't gonna let you try me either. Hey, Tanya Boo.
Hey, girl, I was up here. I swear you got me reminiscing about back in the day. I had to come up here and tell you my stories.
Yes.
I know somebody else said they got a story too, but they busy right now. But yeah, come on through. Hey, let's do some throwbacks. It's Throwback Thursday.
Yes.
Let me tell you about the story I was talking about in the chat. Well, I got two stories, but
Okay.
the one in the chat I was talking about with my son, he was a teenager, and he was like, where was we at? We was like at the Boys and Girls Club, and the Boys and Girls Club where we live, they go all the way from like 4th grade all the way like darn near high school, right?
Yeah.
So he was like in the 9th, 10th grade. And he had been complaining about these bullies, and I had been going through every route, talking to everybody at this Boys and Girls Club, and the problem wasn't getting resolved, and they was bullying a lot of kids. And so one day I was coming to pick my child up, and they was in the gym. They always in the gym at the end of the day, and it was really, really loud because it's like hundreds of kids in there screaming, running, playing basketball, everything. So
Mhm.
I'm walking through the gym and I'm yelling for my son, yelling his name, yelling his name. He don't hear me. He's up there playing basketball all by himself, just practicing because they play sports. So he's just practicing his shots. Next thing I
Mhm.
know, these two bullies that I have been trying to get them to do something about, they were sitting on the bleachers and they just out of nowhere just jumped off the bleachers and ran up on my son and jumped him
Uh-uh.
while he was playing basketball, child. And I'm up here like walking through the gym and it's so loud and I'm screaming and yelling for the staff and help,
Yeah.
help, help my son. But next thing I know, my son had one of them on the ground. He was giving him his life. And the other one was on the back of him, punching him in the head. And I just
Oh.
dropped everything and ran on top and got the one on top. And I was like, pow, pow. It was all and popping. And then a
Yeah.
dude turned around talking about, oh my God, he was about to swing on me. And he was like, oh my God, you were late. Oh, he realized I was a female, a
Mhm.
woman. And I was like,
Mhm.
no, fuck. I don't want to cuss. Okay.
Are you
I was
good?
like, nah, F that. And we can
Mhm.
all go outside. I can call my son's father. You can call your daddy. You can call your mama. We can all be outside fighting.
Period.
Because
Period.
that's just, how we get down. And next thing I know, the boys, they ended up getting, kicked out because they kept
Mhm.
messing with other kids. But
Yeah.
yeah, so that happened. But the other story I want to tell you about when you was talking about
Mhm.
your brother with the trench coat.
Yes,
Well,
girl, a mess.
my oldest brothers, now mind you, I got brothers on both sides, my dad and my real dad and my stepdad, who I grew up with.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
my stepdad's side, the one who's married to my mom, um, they had two boys and they were younger than me, but the older of the younger boys, he had he was in like, I don't know, maybe fourth, fifth grade.
Mhm.
And he had somebody still, how little kids, they always, you tell them don't take your stuff to school, your games. That's when all the Nintendos first came out, all the little PlayStation, all the
Right.
handheld games came out.
Yeah.
And somebody had stole all his stuff out his book bag and they like jumped him. And
Uh-huh.
so I didn't know nothing about it. I was at school. Well, I was in high school. He was in grade school. But one
Yeah.
of my cousins
Uh-huh.
found out about it and he came to our house. And when I tell you my family is crazy, we all grew up in the hood. I mean, everybody was in a gang. It's just what it was. When I say from the grandparents on down, like we had a few speckled here who were really religious. Like my mom was super religious. We had a few of the churchy ones, but everybody else was from the streets. And so one of my cousins, he had found out what happened. And I
Mhm.
didn't say hi to the chat when I come up. Hey chat, hey chat. I know I spoke in the chat, but
Uh-huh.
one of my cousins had found out, and
Mhm.
so he grabbed his pistol,
Mm.
and not like your brother with a trench coat. He had it at his side, walking through the neighborhood to the
What?
kid's house. Yes. Like this real shit, real shit. And he
Stop.
walked, my little brother was following behind him to show him where the boy lived. And so
Oh.
my cousin got to the house, knocked
Mhm.
on the door, and as soon as the mother opened the door, he put a gun to her head. And he said, I'm not leaving here till your son give my cousin his shit back. And so the lady
Period.
was like, what are you talking about? Da, 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 da. She's freaking out. Of course, she got a gun to her head. She's screaming for her son to come downstairs. He comes to the top of the stairs and see what's going on. My cousin looked up. He said, you stole he pulled my little cousin. He said, you stole my cousin's shit. And the little boy just standing there about to piss his pants because his mama had a gun to her head. Now this is
Mhm.
real shit. Like I'm
Mhm.
real shit.
Mhm.
And
Right.
so he ran to his room, came back with all my little brother stuff, like all of his stuff.
Ooh.
And just ran downstairs, handed it to him, and he took his ass right back up those stairs.
Period.
When I
Nice.
say my cousins, our family, period, do
Yeah.
not play. Like everybody stay strapped and loaded. Like Blazing was talking about, I know he playing in the chat talking about strapped and loaded. Like really, we all got guns. We all stay strapped and loaded always.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
just, raised like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
as far as your brother, when I heard you at that school earlier today, I was
Girl.
like, damn, man, the way that lady was being disrespectful too.
What? I mean, you hear she just kept saying, I can't give you no information. Girl, I didn't ask you. Number one, did I ask for any information? I said I was coming to pick her up.
She would have got cussed out for less.
Yeah.
She was cussed out for, you know, one time
I was so much on the verge, like I was just looking at her like, oh, you know, but I just know it's like, you know, they already in court for the situation and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And she already getting treated bad. But like, if it was like I got, you know, basically like I had the authority just to snatch her up out of there. Like, oh, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Honey, oh my God. She would have got cussed out for less.
She gonna get them hurt.
Out. You know, I
ain't gonna forget. I will go up there just to cuss her ass out after it's all said and done.
I got banned before from the high schools, every high school in our district. Okay.
Ooh.
I got banned. We had this coach at my oldest son's high school, and he was a new coach. And the senior year, all my kids, we only got two. Both my sons play sports all their life. And the kids on this team at the school, they basically play sports all their life. But when they became seniors, this new coach from like another city, he had all the seniors like bench darn near the whole high school season. I don't know why. He was giving all these 9th, 10th graders, you know, 11th graders, you know, a lot of court time, and they were losing. I mean, losing every single game. And so all the parents was like, what's up? Why are you doing this to our seniors who need scholarships, you know, whoop-de-whoop. And he would always like shun them, tell them, I ain't talking about this. I do shit my way, whoop-de-whoop-whoop. So one game, they lost really, really bad. All the seniors on the bench. And we just don't understand. So after the game, I walked up to the coach politely while they was walking out, the guys soaking, walking off the court. And I walked up to the coach and I said, Coach, can I please speak with you? And he turned around. He said, I don't discuss anything after the game. He went off. Like, it was basically, you know how Big Red was? My hour 5. Yeah. He basically did something like that in front of everybody on the court, right? So people know how I am. And basically I went and I gave my people I was with, my purse, my coat, all that kind of stuff. And after I thought all the boys was out of the locker room, I ran up in there and I must have cussed that damn coach down. I mean, I cussed him down. I called him every name. It was on and popping. The security guards was dragging me out the school. I wanted to fight him. Wow. And then when I'm getting dragged out to school, all the parents and the kids, they clapping. So after that, I was banned for the rest of the season, though. Ooh, but they only had like 3 games left, but I was banned for the rest of the season. But then by then, my son had quit. All the seniors basically quit. They just quit. Oh. So, yeah, when I say we don't play with our kids and our family, we don't play. I don't care who you are, teacher, coach, principal, neighbor.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? It's bad enough. Like, these kids, they go out into the world, and once they step out the door on their own, like, they just be out there going through all types of shit, be in all types of shit we don't know nothing about. You know what I'm saying? They go through all them hours in school. You know, they might be somewhere with their friends, whatever. They be out there in a whole bunch of shit, and we rarely know like everything that our kids be going through, you know, unless they just that kid that just, you know, just tells you know, the parent everything, but not most kids do, you know what I'm saying? So it's like when we are aware of situations where, you know, they just being wronged, and especially when they have no reason to be treated like that, like we got to step up. Like we have to be there to support them and to let them know that, you know, we got their back, because they shouldn't be left out there. They already out there in the world trying to figure shit out and get through shit when we're not around. But, you know, when we aware of situations, we need to let them know, you know, I mean, I do feel like some parents, you know, you got the parents that just feel like their kids can just do anything and just not ever be reprimanded for it. I don't agree with that. But I mean, I do feel like, you know, our kids just shouldn't be out there just done wrong by these adults that they have to deal with throughout the day, you know, out of our
I
presence.
agree. I agree. I always raise my kids to, and they grown now, 24 and 20. The
Yeah.
youngest is about to graduate from college, but the other one, you know, he got his own family. You know, he got his own baby and everything now.
Mhm.
But I
Right.
raised them basically to respect all elders, teachers, staff, coaches, you know, grandparents, whatever. And if you had an issue with them, don't flip
Mhm.
out on them. Always show respect. But you come
Mhm.
right home and you tell me what happened, and I will
Yeah.
take it from there. I will
Yep.
take it from there. And they know I would. A lot of times my kids did not want to tell me
Mhm.
anything because
Yeah.
they already know. Like,
Mhm.
what? Who said what? I will, man,
You
I'm
know,
telling you, I will run up in a school so quick. You did what? You said what to my child?
listen, I'm telling you, my
Mm-mm,
kids is the same way. Like, mom, don't cause a scene. Don't go
mm-mm.
off. Like, listen, like I will though, because see these like it's a lot of these adults that be out here in kids' faces and they just feel like because they are the authoritative person
Mm-hmm.
right there, like they just gonna treat your kid any type of way. No, the fuck you not.
And
No,
they
the fuck
think
you
that the
not.
kid is not going to tell you, or even if they do tell you that, you know, they good. I'm working at the school. Ain't nothing going to
Yeah,
happen. When my youngest
yeah.
son went to the
Mm-hmm.
high school, like he followed behind his brother. So every
Mm-hmm.
school that my oldest one went to, the youngest one went to, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling you, every time he would get to the different schools, they'd be like, "Oh, that's Miss Tanya. Her son was such and such. She don't play with her kids." But on the flip side, I didn't play about my kids, but I also didn't play with my kids. And they knew
Right.
if they had an issue with them, they could call me, email me, text me, anything.
Yes.
I was one of those parents who like, what you did what in class? Okay,
Yes.
so you're bench for the week. Huh?
Exactly.
No, you're bench. Like I would bench my kids. One day, one game, I benched my kid in the middle of the game because he had got smart with the coach. Because the
Oh.
coach wouldn't put him in, and my son flipped out on the coach. He was hot. He was mad. It never happened
Yeah.
before or after, but he
Uh-huh.
was in his feelings and
Right.
flipped out on the coach. He got smart with him. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, hell no. I coached his ass. I mean, I benched him the rest of the game, and the coach was
Yeah.
begging me to put him in. Nope. If
Yeah.
they behind on homework, if they missing homework, nope.
Yep. Yep. See, and that's why I'm the same exact way. Like my son's high school, they still have parent teacher conferences, which I'm not used to because my girls they went to a different high school, and so like you know during high school they didn't have parent teacher conferences. Like it was like one meeting we went to like towards the beginning of the year, but this school actually has them throughout the year, just like elementary and junior
Yeah,
high.
ours
So
does too. Here in
do
Omaha,
it.
ours does too.
See,
Yeah, for the
and
high school.
I appreciate it. Like I like that because I honestly I feel like that's the time to have parent teacher conferences when they get older.
Mhm.
Because a lot of times they will like lose track or you know get tired. They just ready for it to be over with and just whatever. But
Yep.
anyway, so I go to the parent teacher conferences and stuff like that, and yeah, I like keep up. I'm just that parent. Like I'm just like I will defend my child. I will also keep him and make sure
Make
he's
sure
doing
they
what he's
on their
supposed to
P's
do.
and Q's. Like, do y'all
Right.
have a system called, well, ours is called Parent Portal here in Omaha,
Hmm.
Nebraska. And basically
Hmm.
it's an online thing where you can see every assignment they have, every assignment they miss, all their grades, every grade for every assignment, everything. And
Yes.
so there were times where I would go on there, like I went on there like weekly and I would go on there. If they missed
Hmm.
in more than a couple of assignments, you can't go to
Hmm.
practice. I mean, I was like the I like that you play sports, but you ain't got to. So,
Right.
you know what I mean? And I would have
Right.
the coaches calling me. I'm like, well, you do the homework for them.
Yep.
Like they're not gonna play, they're not gonna go to practice, they're not until their homework is done. And so they knew.
Mhm.
So when my youngest son came to the schools, they would be, oh yeah, that's Tanya's. That yep, we already know how this gonna go. You,
Yeah. Yeah.
you don't play. But yeah, I
Yeah.
just want to come up here and tell that story because I watched your video, and I guess you had when you had left to go to the
Hmm.
school, I think your video ended and you had to start another one.
Yeah.
So that's the one I saw, and I was like, I was so upset because of your niece getting
Yeah.
jumped. I was like, man,
Yeah.
if I was there in Ohio, man, we would have been up at that school. I would have been right there with you.
Listen, I had left there, and because they did not even want to
Like,
tell me like if she was there because I was gonna wait for her to just be released. But if you're telling me that her mama called up here and said that I'm coming, so don't give me no information. To me, I feel like because she'll pull her out of school in a minute. Like the girl then pulled her out of school when my brother first had asked me about filing these custody papers. I went and filed the emergency custody papers for him and stuff like that. When he first did that, she pulled this girl out of school. She went and got her early. My brother had her for like a couple of days already. So she basically like was staying with him for a couple of days and he was filing his paperwork. Um, she went and got that girl early from school, told them that she's been she's been around COVID. And
yeah, I
so
heard you say that she had COVID.
yeah. So she's gonna keep her home. Here's the thing. She hasn't been at home for days. And if you've been subjected to COVID or been around it or whatever, why would you bring her home? Why wouldn't you just let her stay where she's at away from it? You're gonna pull her out of school and bring her home around the COVID. Like that just don't make sense. But the school didn't ask no questions. You didn't confirm anything. You didn't ask for any type of medical anything. You just said, okay, here you go. Take the child. And yes, this is the mother. And you can take your child out of a school when you want to. But I'm just saying, like, as from a business standpoint, like, wouldn't you question, like, well, because the school knew that was at my brother's for them 2 days. Like, she knew that they knew the situation as far as Julia staying with my brother. So it's like, if y'all know Julia hasn't been at home, when you ask, well, wouldn't it be safer to keep her away from the COVID? Why bring her in the household with it when she hasn't even been nowhere around y'all? That shit didn't make
Well,
no sense.
why didn't her mom want them to tell you anything?
Because well, she knows that I handle business for my brother. So I'm assuming that she just didn't want me to know any details.
Because I would have been like, especially if I couldn't get to the school. Oh, see, that's how we operate around here.
Yeah.
Child, somebody could call me. Could you please go get my son, my daughter from school? All right, whatever, So
she wants me to know as little as possible. She just wants me to know as little as possible because she knows that she don't handle her business. That girl, if they were to tell me, give me a school record, an attendance record, listen, she don't send her school kids to school when she's supposed to. She got a 14-year-old. Like, she only have the last two kids that are not grown. Well, actually, her third child, well, from the top to the bottom, she has an older one that is grown. He has 2 kids. He's out of the household. He ran as soon as he could. The second child, she's 17. She is now on her second child, but she is also out on her own. She got out the house as soon as she could because this is the parent this is the woman that she is. She just does not raise her kids, and so they just
she ain't taking action, and your niece is getting jumped by like 10 kids at school.
Yeah, and now she has a 14-year-old. So you got the 14-year-old in the household, and you have the 11-year-old. Those are her last 2 children. And the 14-year-old doesn't go to school at all. He's at home and has a 19-year-old girlfriend living there with him.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
That 11-year-old don't need to be there.
Thank you. And that's exactly what I'm saying. And now she's 11, and no, she got to get up out of there. She still has good grades. She still has her innocence. She still, listens, and my brother has
at 11. That just broke my heart when you were saying that.
Yes, and she was here the weekend before school started, and she was coming up to tell me bye, coming up stairs to tell me bye or whatever, and she was like, "Auntie," she said, "I don't want to go to school." So I was just telling her, "I hope you have a great day, first day of school," and I was asking her, was she excited, and she said no. She said, "No, because I'm going to get jumped." And she had been saying this since school. She told me, she said, I was like, "What do you mean you're going to get jumped?" And she was like, "Cause the girls don't like me. They think I like their boyfriend, and I don't like them."
You know what? You're going to have to sit down and have a talk to her. Ooh,
yeah.
Do I got a window?
Yeah. I told her at that moment, but yeah, I just, want to be able to be closer to her because, and then, my daughters, like she goes over with them and stuff. And that's why I tell my brother, I'm like, well, I got, Tia, my kids are older, but they still let her come over. They come and get her. She stays with them sometimes, stuff
No,
like
this is
that.
what you do,
Like they
April.
got their own place. Huh?
I don't know why I'm asking.
Mhm.
Are you?
Huh.
Are you? When I talk, it's coming through your thing.
Wait a minute, say that again.
When I talk, it's coming through your screen. Do you got another window open, April?
Oh, do I? I don't know. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me see.
Because when I talk, it's your window is moving.
Oh, I see that. Okay, hold on. Let me see.
Because I'm gonna tell you something, then I'm gonna bounce and get back down in the chat. Let's see if anybody else want to come up.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. If I just do it like
Blazing
City. Is it doing it? Oh, wait a minute. Shit. Where am I at? Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, hold on 1 second. I'm just closing everything out real quick.
Or maybe I need to just leave and come back. I'm gonna leave and come back.
Okay, all right. Or I'll leave and come back. Here, I'll leave out and I'll come right back.
Okay.
All right. This is probably me.
Hello? Yes, no echo now. Dolly, you said you ready to fight. Man, I'm telling you, when April was telling that story about her 11-year-old niece being jumped, I was like, that just hurt my heart. I hate when anybody get jumped, no matter the age. No matter the age. But yeah, if she comes back and it's still echoing, I'm gonna just leave and come back. Loving and Living said I'm a part of the Slapahoe tribe. I know you ain't lying, shoot. Slapahoe tribe. I saw somebody else comment what they say. Oh, Hazel Diane, yeah, that's what happened. You said I'm the crazy auntie that gets banned from school. That I'm the crazy mama that got banned from my own son's school. But again, it was only for I could still come to the school. I just couldn't come to the sporting events for the rest of that season. But it was like only like a few weeks left, so I was like, whatever. Come on, April, come back. Oh, Dolly, you said in Georgia it's called Infinite Campus. Yeah, here in Omaha, Nebraska, ours is called Parent Portal. Parent Portal. And that's where you can go on, you can check all the grades for your child, see how they're doing in class. The teachers can make notes on their behavior and all that. And also you can pay for their lunches and all that on the system that we use. Hey, April, you back?
Hey, babe. Yep, I'm back.
Yes, it's not echoing no more. So now I just want to tell you something to tell you. Listen. Is she still gonna be going to that school?
No. Well, right now, yeah, but not for long. No, he's switching her out.
I'm telling you, if she was staying at that school, just like how you told my son when he was younger, she just got to take one of them. Just one of them. Even if she gets suspended for a few days, and dog walk, molly walk, monkey stomp, they butt to the ground. I'm telling you. Telling you. I had my son do that before because he kept getting bullied when he was like in the 5th grade, and he was afraid to be kicked out of school for fighting. And I was like, if somebody messes you gotta, sometimes you gotta take it there. And I'm telling you, that makes an impression, and all the rest of them kids gonna be like, okay, he fights back. And they
Mm-hmm.
gonna think twice about crossing her the next time. Sometimes you just have to be like, forget being suspended, kicked out for a few days, and you just gotta dog walk their asses. I don't care what age, 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade. You gotta let them know that you ain't afraid. Y'all jump
Right.
me this time, but I will fight every single one of y'all. Hands up
Yeah.
myself. But I'm telling you, she put that message in there on one of them, and it's a wrap. They ain't gonna mess with her no more.
Well, that is true. That is true. And you know what? Because that's what I did with my oldest daughter. Matter of fact, because she would not like. She got the size on her and all of that, but she just wasn't like, she real sweet and nice, and she kind of like reserved and just fun. She just like likes to laugh and have fun and shit like that. But she had to put in that work. She
Mhm.
had to put in that work. And I just told her, like, girl, you better use that weight, use your size, and use them hands, because if you
Yep.
really you could just can't let nobody just keep on playing with you and trying you. So she did. It was so funny because it went on World Star. Like, somebody recorded the fight, and then
Mm-hmm.
somebody come to my job talking about, hey, bro,
Mm-hmm. You remember?
but
Do you remember? Ooh, what was it called? Shit, Ghetto Bras. Do you remember Ghetto Bras?
mm-mm,
It was a videotape. Some people in the chat might remember Ghetto Bras. It was a
mm-hmm,
it was a underground tape, VHS tape.
mm-hmm,
Back in the day,
mm-hmm,
people used to record girl fights, like
mm-hmm,
all from here to Cali to wherever, and they would put them on
mm-hmm,
a tape. And one of my cousins here ended up on Ghetto Bras on that tape. But yeah, me and my cousin, we was real small growing up. I'm big now, but we was real small growing up, and I had to make an example out of a girl one time, and I didn't even want to fight her, and it was crazy because we was at an event where it was like a dinner or something. It was at church. I used to fight. I don't know if you heard me on my channel, but I used to fight a lot in church, right?
yeah.
I don't know why, but people just try me in church, and I had to, put my hands on them without the holy oil. But
Mhm.
we was in church, and it was after church, and we was out there drinking our little punch and stuff from whatever little event was there. And this older chick who was about 5, 6 years older than me and a lot bigger than me. I was like only like 12 or 13, and she was about
Mhm.
17. And some boy came behind me and pushed me, and I spilled my juice on her. Now, before that, keep in mind, we was going back and forth, just playing around though. I'm up here cuz she blood, you know,
Mhm.
we just playing around, even though we was really like part of that, you know what I mean, our families or
Mhm.
whatever. And she thought that I must have had got serious and threw punch on her. So next thing I know, she took her
Oh.
earrings off and all this, and I'm like
Ooh.
5. I was so little. I was like probably like 4, 9, 4, 10. I was
Wow.
only like in the 5th grade or 6th grade, right? And
Yeah.
so she was like so bigger than me, and I always was kind of intimidated by her, even though I talked my shit. And I'm telling
Mhm.
you, before she could get the other shoe off and the other earring off, I just ran up on her. I just started wailing on her, and the girl was
Right.
big. She was so big, I felt like I needed a step stool to get up to her face. But I had her on the ground. I was mollywopping her ass, and then like after the fight was over, we didn't have a
Mhm.
vehicle back then. We from the ghetto, we from the hood. We didn't have no cars and shit. We was on a church
Right.
van, and on the church van, her own cousin said, "Damn, I'm glad somebody finally got with that bitch." Her own cousins was like, "Damn, I'm finally." And that girl never messed with me again. And I didn't even throw the punch on her on purpose. It was an accident.
That's
It was an
crazy.
accident. But after that, I was like, shit, if I can beat up this giant, I
Yeah.
wasn't scared of nobody after that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
The
You
bigger
got
they
to.
are, the harder they fall. Tell your niece that, and I'm
Period.
gonna get down just in case somebody else wanna come up here. But it was good talking to you, love. You know I love you, boo.
Yes, I love you too, babe.
All right, and I'll see you in the
All
morning
right.
if you go live.
All right. See you in the morning. Bye bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Y'all don't know Tanya cray, y'all. Y'all all crazy. I'm reading y'all comments in this damn chat now. Blazing talking about he done made his own Mason Middle School. Dolly talking about she got both sides between her mama and her daddy. Hazel. stressing their parents out. But it is what it is. I mean, me, like, growing up in the hood I grew up in, like, people used to try me all the time. Like, they did. Like I said, I fought a lot of boys because, like, my brother, like, I just was, like, kind of like the one who fought for him or whatever. But, and then girls, they would try me and stuff like that or whatever. So I had my fair share. I definitely had my fair share. But, and then as an adult, it's like, as an adult, like I really ain't been in too many fist fights because I mean I just, for me, like, I don't know, I really ain't had nobody really try me. People will say a lot of stuff about you, but not to you. And once they actually get around you, they ain't really gonna try you too much. But I'd have been in a couple little situations, and it just is what it is. I mean, you cannot, like, just allow disrespect. And that's just where I'm at with it. No matter what situation, who it is, and especially when it comes to your kids. Like, if nothing else, you have to show your kids both sides of the coin. You got to show them that they have to cover their ass, they need to handle their business. And I tell my son all the time, like, I just want, if he takes anything away from me and his upbringing, I just want him to I want him to take with him that, you will win doing the right thing. Because in this world, like, more and more, we just see that it seems like the ones who don't live right are the ones who make it, or the ones who get the life that they want and things like that. Those are the ones that, it's kind of like they just get away with shit. You just see certain people that just, it seems like no matter what they do, they just get away with it. I mean, we see it here on YouTube. It don't matter what a bitch say or do, or just certain people, like, they just still just seem to get, they just not held accountable for their actions and for what they do and say. So, that's the one thing that I want him to take with him, that you will win in life doing the right thing. Um, so yeah, but in that, you have to teach your kid responsibility, accountability. You got to make them understand that they need to have their shit in check, so that way, if they do come across a situation, and have to defend themselves, they're in the right, you know and I just want them to know, as long as they doing that shit, I got their back. I got their back regardless. But don't have me out here looking crazy. Like, that's the only thing. Like, I would tell my kids is, don't lie to me. Don't tell me no half-ass story. Don't have me nowhere, speaking up for you or showing up for you. And, you got me looking crazy, and you got other people telling me shit that I don't know. Don't let nobody, blindside me like that. So just be honest, and have your shit in check. And even if you do fuck up, still be accountable and admit to that, because, you ain't gonna have me nowhere looking crazy. So, oh my God, the brass knuckles. I got hit with the glass. Oh my God, not them damn brass knuckles, boy. Yeah, Catholic school sucked. I'm shocked I lasted that long. Yeah, and that's the school, like, y'all know Ronell, he's in Catholic school. His high school is Catholic, and he be telling me all the time some of the shit they be in there saying, and just some of the ways that they do things. And I just tell them, like, you're there for a purpose. It started out for one thing, it's gonna end up being another, but you know, take with you, as far as the religion aspect, let me just say, take with you, what you believe. If you don't, then you don't have to you don't have to just take everything away with you, but you're there for the education and for the resume, pretty much. But yeah, y'all. So that's what's going on with my niece. So basically, the plan is, so he is in courts. Paperwork is filed. They have a court date. Their next court date is in February. This court date, the first initial one, was kind of just it was kind of like the initial hearing for informational purposes and just to see where they're at. Why is he trying to get custody? Why did he file it in the first place? And just see where both parents are at in the situation. So they court ordered um, visitation for every weekend and um, sometime during the week, a few hours every day during the week. And she had already actually violated it after this past weekend. So she was already in violation. They said if she violates 3 times, then, or, just, doesn't comply 3 times, then she's in violation of the court order. She already did that. And this fight happened this week after she violated the court order. And now because this happened, now she wants to act like she's trying to do something, or she's trying to, co-parent and stuff like that. So I don't know. She gonna do her part, whatever, but whatever my brother needs me to do, I'm definitely gonna be there to support him. And for my niece, I'm gonna be there because she don't really got a mama. Like, she just has somebody that puts a roof over her head and allows her to eat some food, and that's pretty much what that situation is. She's not instilling any type of, life lesson. She's not raising her. She's just not present as far as a parent goes, and she just allows whatever, as long as she can benefit of, for what she can from the child. And that's the only reason why she doesn't want to let her go, because she doesn't want to raise the kids. Like, she goes and comes as she pleases. She's not even at home half the time. She allows all types of different people to live with them, stay with them, be all up and through the house. And my niece is just getting too old. And, I mean, it's bad enough that we hear so many stories about, things that happen to kids from the people that we allow into our homes. And so, they sometimes they happen very, very young. And I'm just thankful that thus far she's not been violated in any way as far as that goes. But she's getting older. She has a little body on her, and I don't want, and she just needs, this is just the time. There's a time, there's a pivotal point in a child's life where they will pick up habits or pick up behaviors and, go one of which way, and, we just need to catch her before that happens, because it's not going to be good. Her daughter, that's the second oldest, the one 17-year-old that I said is out with 2 kids. She was 13 and messing with boys and girls. Okay. Smoking weed. The 14-year-old that's in there right now with a grown girlfriend living with them, he was on Facebook. They were posting pictures. He was 10 years old when he had a blunt in his mouth and his eyes was red as hell. So that's the household that she's in, and, I'm not going to just act like my brother is just totally a saint, because, part of the reason why he hasn't been proactive, or part of the reason why he hasn't been, trying to do his part as far as being more present. I mean, he lived with, they were together for years up until, actually just a few years ago. Like, they probably only been separated about 4 years, maybe 3 or 4 years. So it hasn't been a whole lot of time, but all of that time, from the time that he found out she was his to, pretty much, I'll say like 8 years old, 7 or 8 years old, he was there in the household. And so that was a very good thing. And that's probably why, nothing has happened, as far as violation and things like that, when she was too young. But since then, since he did move out and, has been in another relationship and stuff like that, it's just been a downhill battle. It's just been worse and worse. And so, yeah. And I mean, part of the reason, his legal situations, and, he's been to prison a few times, and just different things with his background and stuff like that, that he needs to, there's loose ends that he needs to tie up and stuff. And so it's like, you got to handle your business. And this is where I say on the daddy's side, like, our men need to stop being scared of downtown. You have to handle your business. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you're going to have to handle that business with people that you would rather not communicate with or deal with or whatever. But those are the people and the agencies that you have to go through to get what you need done. So you're going to have to put that shit aside. You're going to have to, again, make sure that your shit is intact, make sure that your shit is on the up and up. And you're just going to have to straighten up and walk a straight line at some point. At some point, you got to grow up. At some point, you got to let certain shit go. So, and it shouldn't be no reason why any father out here who has a child by a mother that is not allowing them to be in their life on a regular basis and be the father that they need to be to that child. There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to go downtown and file your paperwork and at the least get visitations. At the least, even if you're not trying to get custody, at least get some court ordered paperwork saying that you are to be in that child's life on a regular basis. There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to do that. And if you can't do that, whatever is holding you back from doing that, you need to get that shit in order, because your child's life means a lot more than whatever the fuck you got going on. I don't care what it is. If you scared of a warrant, scared of getting locked up, listen, they're going to get you one way or the other. So whether you turn yourself in or they got to pick you up on a humbug, it's going to happen. So it's a lot easier if you turn yourself in versus them coming catching you. Okay. It looks a lot better and it's going to be a lot better on your side. All right. As far as how you make your money, just how you make your moves and all of that shit or whatever, sometimes you're going to have to straighten up and put that shit aside for the person that you assisted in bringing into this world. So my bad, I'm clicking the buttons. I'm sorry, y'all. I wasn't looking at the chat. My bad, y'all. What y'all talking about? Oh, I'm missing a whole lot of comments. Damn, April, maybe start a business to help men in your brother's situation. That would be so sweet. That's my type of shit right there. I would love to. You know what? That would, yeah. Actually, then I almost lost my life. My mom tried to kill me. Oh, Lord, she's not protecting that baby. She's not. She's not protecting that baby. And, like I said, like what she's saying sound good, but is she doing it because you got her in court? Is she doing it because she doesn't want to look bad? What's going on? Because the paperwork is timed and dated. So we're going to be able to see when that report was made, if any was made. You know what I'm saying? Her school records don't lie. So once them school records are pulled and we see her attendance, we see incident reports or we see disciplinary action and different things like that, conversations or any notes that were taken, that is explaining communication between you and this school, we're going to see what, but we already know, like, she don't send her kids to school. She don't give a fuck if they go to school or not, which I don't understand, because to me, if I was a parent that didn't really want my kids around or didn't really want to raise them or didn't really want to do nothing, like, I would send them to school. That's the one time of the day that they're in someone else's care and you can do you can do what you want to do. But instead, she just keeps them home. But it's something for her to do, to even send them to school. That, that requires her to do something. That requires her to get them ready or to be present in some type of way. So she would just much rather just not, just do as less as possible, like the bare minimum, and it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. And, however you choose to raise your other children, you got two out the house, you got the other two in there, one of them about to go, you know what I'm saying? And then whatever you got going on with you and your last child that's in there, like, I guess that's on y'all. It's just sad. Like, the boy's 14 years old. It's just like, honestly, like, you know what I'm saying? And this is where, addicts are formed and things like that. Like, you already under the influence. You already don't got your shit together, but you're allowing your child to not only not pursue his education, but to also have an adult live-in girlfriend who doesn't do nothing, doesn't work, doesn't go to school, like, ain't got shit going on. You know what I'm saying? For what? It's just crazy as hell. Why? So you and all you care about is being able to go and come as you please, making sure that your habits are, paid for, bought and paid for. So it's just a hot ass mess. You know what I'm saying? And like I told my brother, like, you ain't all the way in the clear because you knew who you was dealing with. You lived with her for years. You know what I'm saying? This is who your child was over there living with. And yet you still, like, all of these years, like I've been telling you, like, it's like simple as warrants and shit like that. Just handle your business. You know what I'm saying? But he's doing it now. So, that's a good thing. And he's been holding on, and hopefully this is like having his daughter and stuff like that, that will keep him doing, the right thing and staying on the right track. But I don't know, like, man, y'all got to get it together. Y'all got to stop. These women, y'all have just as many rights. That's why I had to tell them in that school, like, the mother has to do it. She don't only have a mother. She has a father too. Hello. She has a father too. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm asking, like, what is the procedure? What's needed for you to transfer your child out of that school? They don't even want to tell me that. The mother has to do it. I didn't ask you who. I asked you, what do you need? What does the parent need? So, as the parent or the guardian, what do you need to transfer your child out of the school? Somebody else had to jump in and say, that there's another department in a whole nother school, in a high school. So y'all wasn't going to tell me that. So I asked you if court papers and stuff like that, if a court order was ordered, would that be okay? The principal says yes. Court papers, that's what we need. You didn't say anything about a whole department in another building. Some other lady had to jump in and say that. Like, what the fuck? Just a hot ass mess. Okay, y'all, my bad. All right. My bad, I'm sweeping the floor. Thank you, Hazel. Thank you so much, babe. Say the word April. Everyone in the chat will be in Ohio within the next 72 hours. I got some time in the book. We're going to pray over her. Thank you, babe. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. Right now they are. Yes, there is a case open right now. My brother had called and then I called. And when I called, they finally went out. So yes, there's an open case with them. And so there's an open case with them. And yeah, so DFS, well, we call it CSB here, but either way, whatever, Child Services is involved. And what's the name? Juvenile court is involved also. Hey Ken, how you doing, babe? What the fuck is going on in this household? Listen, let me tell you, a whole hot ass mess. Thank you, Blazing Bull. I'm so glad that you are trying to be there for your niece, because I would and still be doing the same thing for my little cousins, nieces, and nephews. They know I will be there whenever. I'm telling you, like, and that's the thing, April, contact the school district, just because I am. That's what I got to call them tomorrow. I'm going to call the Board of Education tomorrow, and I'm going to call one of our news departments that actually go out, like they do shit like this, like they go to resolve issues or certain shit that's not being handled. Like, you can call them and they'll send out their action team. So I'm gonna call them tomorrow. Hey Lisa Boo, how are you, darling? I hope all is well. Thank you so much for being here. I'm glad you caught me, babe. But not about the jail life. Please bail me out. I'm not either, y'all. Oh, I'm not either, y'all. That's why I've been just waiting to go get another job and haven't, went out there in them streets trying to do nothing else, because I'm telling y'all, I've been borderline. And why I'm saying that is because I didn't have some people contact me recently, and I'm just like, see, that's somebody trying me right now. Somebody is trying me right now. But I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna fall back, and now we about to go to work. So see how that work, April? Can't you call CPS? She 11. I did. That's what I'm saying. They're already involved. But let me tell y'all about them. Okay, so let me go on and tell y'all about them. So I called them, and they went out to go do a visit. What you doing? You eat something?
Yeah.
What you eat?
Panda Express.
Oh.
Blanco bread to me while I was at work.
Oh, that was nice.
You know how many hours I got? And I work tomorrow for 6 hours.
Oh, sweet.
I'm picking up as much as I can.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Be like one of your summer checks. No, you good, Jess. You good, babe. But no, because that's a valid question. So, because you would think, like, if all this is going on, like, why the hell is she still in the house? Well, see, this is why she was actually. So basically, how it started was this is how it all started, where he really like just started to like try to take action. Okay, so hold on, just 1 second before I get into that. 1 second. Right now, you need anything washed? I'm about to wash a couple more loads before I go to bed. Did you see Nana's cake? I got two cakes. I didn't know which one. The one is carrot cake. Yeah, she saw 'em. The one is carrot cake, and then the other one is like chocolate and yellow marble. But that's what kind. And then I got her a facial, some light. Yep, it's some in the dryer. Those real light ones. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, I got a few ones. All right. Okay. Okay, my bad, Jess. All right, babe. So listen, so stop eating Panda Express, nasty ass food. Listen. That'll tell you right there, he plain as hell. Like he is so plain. So anyway, so okay, so basically what happened was he Julie had called and did she call? No, he went and got her. He went and got her and they came over here. Because usually if something happened, he ended up coming over here or calling and he'll bring her. So anyway, basically what happened was her mama, Jennifer, had spit in her face, spit on her. So Jennifer spits on her. Basically, it was a situation where Julia was at the library. A lot of times after school, she said she would go to the library with her friends or whatever. That's where they'll go to do their homework. So they're at the library, they on the internet, all that bullshit, right? So she said that so there was a fight. So they walk in on their way home and at the store that they was at a store and then a couple of the kids got into a fight. So the kids get into a fight. Julia's not in the fight. She did say she tried to pull somebody off of the other person or whatever. So she did put her hands that way, but she wasn't in the fight. But anyway, so she there's a fight. The police are called. The police talk to the kids or whatever that was involved, and they go on about their business. Okay, cool. So that situation happened. So when that situation happened, she put Julia on a punishment. So she put Julia on a punishment, basically saying that, she was lying and this, that, and the third or whatever. Now, okay, in the midst of all of that, she also spit in her face. Okay. No, 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 no. I'm sorry. She's supposed to have put her on punishment. And the next day after school, Julia goes to the library. Now, she went to the library while she was on punishment, whatever, I don't know. So she was put on punishment in the house. The next day she go to school, she go to the library. Jennifer calls Julia phone. She's like, you're supposed to be at home. Where are you at? And she said, I'm at the library. I'm doing my homework. And she said, I don't care where you're at. Just get home. You're not supposed to be anywhere. You're on punishment. So she was like, I had to do my homework or whatever. So Julia is dead wrong for going to a library if she was supposed to be on punishment and be in the house. Okay. I don't know how long the punishment was. I don't know what the conversation was. All I know is she was supposed to be on punishment. So basically, she said she was putting her on punishment because she was there when the fight happened and she's lying about being involved or whatever. So Julia said, so Jennifer had said something to because I guess Freddie was supposed to have Julia that weekend or some shit like that. But she told Freddie that she was on punishment or whatever, told him about the fight situation and all of that or whatever. And then told him something about her talking to the police or being talked to the police. She had never talked to the police because she was never involved in the situation. So they never had talked to her or anything like that, but whatever. So I don't know. I'm still kind of like, I don't really know about that like little piece right there, like in that timeline within them little couple days. But however it happened, the day that she went to the library and was told to come home, that she was on punishment, when she got in the house, basically Jennifer got all up in her face, cussing her out, dogging her, and spit on her. So once that happened, Julia contacts my brother and contacts him and, basically just tells him what happened and stuff like that. He comes and he gets her and she comes over here. And so he's pissed because now he wants to just run off with her. Yeah, she spit on her. Yep. Yep. Oh, spit. I am going straight to jail. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. So, yeah, so anyway, so he had her, he brought her over here. He so she's texting, she's like, bring her home. She's supposed to be at home. You can't just come and take her. And, basically she's gonna call the police, this, that, and the third, or whatever. So I just told him, I was like, you're gonna have to file some paperwork. Like, you're gonna have to do something or whatever, because it can't keep going how it's going. Like, it's like she cool one minute, he can come get her. Next minute, she just holding her, like, keeping her away from everybody, all this and that. Like, she has sent him a text. I've never tried to keep her away from you or your family. Bitch, you use her as a pawn, and anytime you pissed off, you trying to keep her away, whether if you doing it to him or us, or whether you doing it to her. Either way, you try to hurt her by, keeping her around you, which is just fucked up. But anyway, so so let me see. Real talk, when I come to visit you in a couple months, I'm fighting her on site. Did you say she spit on her? And see, that's why I said that day that I went to the court date, that's why I said I wanted to see that bitch. I wanted to see her. Just like today, when I tried to go over there to go to their house and I rode down that street. Matter of fact, my brother told me that she don't live on that house no more. She don't live on that street no more. She lives on the street over. And I said, you know what? That's probably good. It's probably good, because I sure enough, I said it was like an older white man that was like sitting on the ledge. And I thought that was the house, but I really couldn't remember. And so I wasn't just going to just get out and go up to the door. But that's good that you said that, or good I couldn't find it. And I didn't know that because he did not text me her phone number or her address. But because I was going over there today. Like, what the fuck you calling the school telling them not to tell me nothing for? The fuck is up with that? So well, did the library have resources? Yeah, they have computers. They got the computers and stuff like that. And it's a place for her to do her work, like at her house. Like, you don't know who gonna be there. It's just like a flop house. So it ain't no homework and nowhere quiet or just nowhere to like just chill and study or no shit like that. Like, no. So her mama spit on her. Let me go find my chucks and bring them brass knuckles out of retirement. Your niece is wild and troublemaker. She went to the library to study and read books. The nerve of her telling you I'm fighting her outside, no talking. I'm telling y'all, like, listen, and she don't. My mama was like, she was like looking around or whatever for you. She was like, if she would have seen you, she would have shit herself or whatever. But yeah, like, I'm like, I want to see that bitch because she got me fucked up. Like, and see, that's the thing. Like, because I always keep to myself, just like his current girlfriend right now. Like, there's some shit going on. Like, he moving. So because that's what he's doing right now. So right now he's looking for a place. He got approved for a place. So he is moving out in a month. So he will be in his own place in a month, and he'll be in his place in a month, and then in the meantime, he's trying to get his place and stuff like that, and that way, once they go back to court, he's just ready. And so I mean, but I told him, like, even if he had to stay here, like, I just told him, like, I still don't got my beauty room together. Like, it don't even matter. Like, if y'all need to come here, that's cool. But whatever. But so yeah, I had just told him like at that point, like you gotta like file some paperwork and stuff. So so that's what we did. So we did that, but ever since, like she just like didn't want to let him keep her, and so he had her. First she said first she would go back with like nah, like she on punishment. Then she would go to um she on punishment, then she'll go to, well, yeah, you can get her for the weekend or whatever, some shit like that. So she just goes back and forth. So then she ended up saying, like, I don't care if you take her or not, because he ended up calling CSB the first time. CSB started going over there to the house. So I told him, you need to file paperwork and you need to call CSB and make an appointment, just make a report. So he did. So they went out to the house and she was avoiding them. Like they had went out there a couple of times and she would not answer the door. So she's avoiding CP or CBS or whatever. She's avoiding child services. And then I filed the paperwork down there at court. So that was filed. And then so once that paperwork in court was filed, now she's like acting the ass again. Now she's like, I'm not trying to keep you from her or keep her from you, and not trying to let you not see her and this and the third. You don't even got to do all of that, and it don't even matter what they say. Like, this is my kid, blah, blah, blah. So what happened was he went and picked her up from school one day. Child services called him, made an appointment for him because they wanted to talk to her too. They wanted to talk to the kid. They always want to talk to the kid. So he ended up going to pick her up from school one day and brought her over to his house. They had the meeting, talked and stuff or whatever. Got that. Dang, I'm sorry, I'm clicking the button. Got that information. And then they still hadn't talked to her yet. Okay. So they talked to him, talked to Julia. Okay, cool. They got that done. Then they went and talked to her. So once they went and talked to her, because she said, yeah, fine, you can keep her, you can have her or whatever, take her as long as you want. She had like sent him a text message saying it was cool that he had her. And he could keep her for a while. Okay, fine. CPS goes over there, talks to her, totally different. The next meeting that they have, basically whatever she told them, they was like, basically like, because she has 1% more rights than he does because that is Julia's residence. So because of that, as of right now, until a court order is given, she has the right to say if he can, whatever he can do with her. So that's what they came and told them. They came and told them they had like a totally different attitude. It was totally like, at first they seemed so helpful. They seemed like, they just seemed so helpful and everything. And then it went to, well, no, she has 1% more rights than you do. So, you're going to have to file this paperwork in court. So after she got that, now she feels like she has power, or she got the right of way, which they said that she does. So now that is the day or the next day, I'm sorry, that she went and pulled her out of school early. So instead of him going to get her, because he would, she was staying with him, she went and got her out of school early. Julia told my brother, like, Mom, took me out of school early. And then he contacted Jennifer, and then Jennifer told him, like, basically like, yeah, I'll just see you in court, is what she said. So after that, she was just keeping her, and he couldn't get her at all. So basically she lied to the school. She told the school some shit about COVID, and that kept her out of school for like 10 days. So now she's out of school for 10 days for no fucking reason at all. Okay. And in the meantime, CSB, they just got like, basically they just are, now that they just waiting on court too. So everybody's waiting on court now. So then they finally go to court, and it was, you know, court order visitations, and she, you know, she fucked up on the court order visitations. Now the fight happens, and because the court was what, the last week of October, so she fucked up the next week on visitation, and then that next Monday, which is this past Monday, now the fight happens. And now she's sending all these messages about, you know, well, you can keep her on these days and I can keep her on these days. And yeah, you can choose whatever school she goes to. And yeah, and I can take her to school on the days I have her. And, you know, it can be like closer to you. And now she's saying all this shit. And the problem is that she'll send these messages like, yeah, you can get her. And I just told him, you need to lock all of that shit. Lock it. So that way it can't get erased by mistake or none of that shit. Send it to an email, send it to me, you know, my mama, send it to, just make sure that you keep these messages with her inconsistency and showing, yes, you can have her, you can keep her, she can just stay with you. Then no, I'll see you in court. Then yeah, well here now this, you know what I'm saying? Just all of those inconsistencies. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, no, we're not going for whatever you saying now. Nah, bitch, we gonna still continue on with this shit. Ain't no mediation, ain't nobody making no agreement with you out of court. We gonna keep in court. We gonna keep and we gonna make sure that the judge orders, and if he orders him full custody, that's what he needs. But whatever the judge orders, if you're not gonna comply with the judge orders, court like visitation, like what are you gonna do when he orders custody? Because it's gonna happen. He got a full-time job. He's in a decent area, decent schools. He has family support. Like I got she has grown cousins. They have vehicles. They have homes. The home that he is in is nice. He has more than one vehicle. Like it's just like he's not. You have support. You got people here that are trying to make sure that this girl is raised up, not just out here in the world just existing. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, y'all, that was pretty much the timeline on all that bullshit. I know I was kind of like stuttering over it, but I'm just repeating it to y'all how they gave it to me. But and through the text messages that I read and all that fuck shit. Right, fuck all that. Period. What kind of drugs she on? Hey, Duchess, Duchess, her eyeballs. Listen, girl, bitch. So he said she was smoking crack. Okay, look, they had lived up in Detroit for a couple years, right? Her mama used to live in Detroit. Her mama was down here and then moved up to Detroit or whatever. So her mama was up in Detroit. And so, listen, this is how she ended up moving up to Detroit, because she was running from CPS then. So basically, and that's another thing, she got a history of CPS cases. This ain't just only this kid, this is all of her kids. She's had CPS cases, and she must just got a good mouthpiece, because, you know, she just get through all the shit. Like she just does. Like she ain't never been really caught up in nothing or whatever. She had these cases, she talked to them, she do whatever, and then she just be out their way. But here's my thing. Okay, so when they moved up to Detroit, at that moment right there, she was running from CPS. So she moved out of state to run from CPS. How my brother ended up back here, that's when they broke up. They broke up because that was like the one time like she ended up calling the police on him, and he was like, fuck that, like, you know, you call the police, it's a wrap. So, but and he said that he was about to put his hands on her. He said that, like, he was like, man, I was going to put my hands on her, like I'm telling you, and I just, you know, he ain't want to be in no situation like that because he had did so many years in prison and stuff. So anyway, but he left from up there and he came down here with my niece. So with that, at that time, like we was looking into him getting her and stuff like that. But at that time it was CSB in or like child services in Detroit and child services in Ohio. The thing about it was, it's like, if she is already running from Ohio child services, why the fuck are y'all like, so because it was across state lines, like it needed to be handled in the state where the incident happened at, but at the same time he wasn't supposed to bring her over state lines because she had custodial rights or whatever. Because again, like she's the residential parent, even though they all lived together at that time. So that didn't even make sense. The time what she has this paperwork from is from when they had paternity tests done when she was 3 months old. So this is all the way back from when she was 3 months. This is the paperwork that they're going off of. Of course, after that, soon after that is when he moved in and he had just been with them. You know, he was in the household the whole time, autumn year. So honestly, if anything, it should have been corrected. If it was corrected, then it would have been they both had equal rights. But because she's always been on paper as the residential parent, she has that 1%. So that keeps him from being able to take her over state lines, just take her, period. So at that time, he had to end up giving her back. So we're dealing with, like, you know, I was talking to them a lot then. So this was a couple years ago. So we dealing with, you know, Michigan and Ohio. And, you know, they basically was like, you know, they're going to have to deal with wherever she's at. Well, he ended up moving down here. She ended up moving down here, moving back down here too. And since then, you know, it's been a couple of years and stuff like that. And they kind of just been dealing with it how they've been dealing with it. But since this incident where she spit on her and all of that shit, because she used to beat the shit out of her other daughter. Like, she spit on her, kicked her, like, I'm talking about just beat the hell out of her. I remember one time the girl ran away and she ran away to here. She came here and she was here for a couple days. You know, she was here. That's when my youngest daughter was still living here and stuff like that. She had brought medicine. She was trying to get her, had this doctor prescribing this girl depression medicine to try to keep her like a zombie. It was just out of fuck. The girl said she did not take the medicine. The pills were still left here for like up until my daughter moved out. But that's just the parent that she is. So all of this stuff will be brought up. It's like they just had the first initial hearing and just got some initial information. But you know, the next hearing, like for actual custody and all that shit, it's gonna be a lot of shit brought up and a lot of and the thing is my brother has like a hired attorney and she don't even got no attorney either. So is it safe to be telling this? Yeah, yes, it's safe to be telling this because it's not, well, number one, it's all factual, and number two, there's nothing that would hurt. There's nothing that would hurt on my brother's side because as far as anything that he had going on, as far as being in prison and stuff like that, it's all documented, and they know about all that kind of stuff, all that stuff. And but yeah, like it's all factual, so it's not like defamation or slander. But But yeah, as far as the drugs, when they was up in Detroit, that's when he said that he saw crack on a dresser. So she was doing weed, she was doing pills for the longest time. And I don't know what she's still on as far as pills and stuff like that, but she had got to the point she was smoking crack up there with her uncle. And when she went to court, when she went to the court date this past time, the person that she had with her smokes crack. He was like, she brought a crackhead to court with her. Like, what the fuck? I was like, what? He was like, she brought a fiend to court. So yeah, no problem, Duchess, no problem. Yeah, it's all factual, and yeah, just telling the timeline what's going on with my niece and stuff like that or whatever. And honestly, it needs to be talked about because despite the details and there being like an open custody case, just like with schools, you know, schools like being involved, like, you know, schools have their position in your child's life as far as their education is concerned. And of course, they should also be aware of any abuse going on and things like that. But when they are active in helping the parent, um, you know, be divisive with the other parent as far as the child is concerned, as well as not taking accountability because they don't want any bad publicity or they don't want any bad, you know, they don't want anything, a paper trail as far as their school is concerned and violence and things like that. So they would rather try to cover stuff up or just let stuff blow over. Like, that's not right. Like, it's not right. It's a lot of stuff that goes on in schools that if there wasn't video cameras or if nobody talked about it, then people wouldn't know. You know, is any of this documented in the courts? As far as you mean like what's happened in her school and stuff like that so far, or you mean just like her, just the story I just told you about them moving and stuff? There's, it's all documented. As far it's not documented in this case yet, but it is definitely documented with Children's Services Agency, because they're the ones who had, the different cases with her. So it's documented with them. It, of course, is documented up there in Michigan when she's had the cases up there. Um, and then as far as her drug use, like I said, she's never been made to do anything. Like, the kids have never actually been taken out of her care because she at one point, I mean, she would hold a job. She would, lose the job, but she would pretty much always get another one. So she could make things look decent. You have a house. When CPS comes into your home, if someone calls CPS on you, if they come to your home and you have a roof, you have a bed, you have food in the refrigerator, and the child just doesn't openly say, like, this is what's happening to me, then they're pretty much going to close that case. They may do a second visit if they have some information on going further. But for the most part, they're going to close the case if there's not any, like, just outright things being told or admitted or seen, or like physical evidence, as far as like beatings and bruises and hospital and all of that kind of stuff. So that's the sad part, because it has to be like, and actually, because my mother went to the second visit, or not the second, I'm sorry, the visit when my brother and his daughter was together, when they had their meeting, my mother was there. And I told my brother, I said, you need to let them know that, so many times we hear about cases and things happening with kids and they end up dead, and it's like, you'll hear, well, there was CPS cases, there were reports, there were multiple reports, or there was an open case, or, whatever. Like, we hear all of these things. So it's like, why not be proactive instead of being reactive? Like, I'm not saying just pull every kid out that has a report or a call on them, but do your job to the extent where you really are investigating and seeing where the problem is. Because for the most part, people are not just calling just for any reason or just because that's what they feel like doing that day. For the most part, there is most likely something that's going on or something that's happening. So why aren't you checking this child's attendance records at school? Why aren't you making this child or this parent, when you're told about their drug use, you're not making them do any initial drug tests? You're just not doing any type of follow-up work. You're just going off of just this visual of what you see right now in this household, when most likely they're not going to let you in their house until it is ready for you to be in there. They're avoiding you for a reason. And now when they finally let you in there weeks later, you're going to just go off of what this person says instead of the person that's actually been calling and been active and trying to, get this thing going. But yeah, you should tell your niece to journal her emotions. Oh, that's a good idea, Hazel. That is really a good idea. With the other children, so there's been reports, over the time that she's had her kids, just over the course of their life. And so I know that any cause and history that's reported and documented, or that's documented in child services system. But I don't know, I don't know the details as far as what the other children have said or done. Now, what I do know is that the two older kids, especially the daughter, but even the older son, like, if needed, if they needed to come to court and like testify as far as their upbringing or things that have happened in the household while they were being while they lived with her, then I know that they would come to court and talk. I mean, they talk to my brother all the time still right now, especially the oldest boy. They keep in contact with my brother and, you know, just let him know what's going on and stuff like that with them. But I mean, she's pretty much always gotten past, you know, the visits, or, you know, it might be a couple of visits. It might even be open for a while, but, you know, she'll keep her job. She'll pretty much stay in line or whatever while the case is open. And then, you know, just talk to them good. And, you know, the kids ain't telling on her or saying anything. So it ain't really much that they can do if they don't have anybody admitting to anything or any like physical abuse. So there's no documentation of a pattern. Well, there's no court dates of a pattern because it's never made it to court, because the other kids, all three of them are by the same guy. And so he's never pursued getting custody of them because he pretty much just let her have her way. But I mean, it's documented with Children's Services. It is documented with Children's Services, but there's no court. So there's different agencies. You have your juvenile court system and Children's Services. Those are two separate agencies. So, but the paperwork is there. I mean, you know, if needed, you know, that's what the lawyer's there for. Like, they would go and pull those records with Children's Services of all the cases that she's had and all the reports that have been made on her. So yeah, there's documentation of a pattern. It's just never made it to court because she's never made it to court because court was never requested on the other parent's end. So she never was in a custody situation with her other kids. But yeah, it's just a hot ass mess. Hot ass mess. It's gonna be okay though. I just told him, you know, like, you just gotta keep doing what you're doing. You're doing the right thing. And while you're, you know, doing this to get your daughter, you know, you're also bettering yourself, you know, because he's clearing up loose ends and things that he had lingering, traffic stuff, you know, just whatever, you know, he's you know, holding on to this job that he seems to be doing well at. And, you know, he's just, you know, just doing better. So hopefully this is pushing him to do that. But yeah, y'all, we've been on here for 2 hours. I don't really know what else to talk about. It kind of just turned into a live about that bullshit. But oh, I need to go downstairs and put this load of clothes in. Put this load of clothes in. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna be up in the morning, y'all, because I gotta start like trying to, you know, train myself to get up in the morning, get my booty to work on time. So I will be up in the morning. I don't really know about too much mess to talk about, y'all. It don't seem like it's too much shit going on outside of that mod stuff, and I don't know. It don't seem like it's shit going on. Tanya. Oh my goodness. So yeah, tomorrow's Friday, so he gonna have her this weekend. But I know tomorrow, like, you know, as far as like the school stuff and how to move forward with that. As far as the Department of Education and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know if he's gonna contact his lawyer. I think he should. I think he should contact his lawyer and you know, get that stuff going. But I talked to her about that because I mean, she just, you know, she knows how to use her mouth. So I just really feel like she's, you know, talking like this and stuff like that because she knows, you know, she's in court, and you know, the better that she seems like she's trying to handle some shit. I mean, she could be being genuine with it. I don't know, but at the same time, I wouldn't trust her. Like, I would just keep on going the way that he's been going with it, to just make sure that the shit actually gets done, because if he lets up on her, she's going to bite him like the snake that she is. And he just needs to do this now. So yeah, so he basically he's getting a place, so he's gonna move into a different place, and it may be like closer to here, closer to us, so that we can be an assistance. Plus the school, like the elementary that is near me, that the district that I'm in, they are you know, they're really a good school, so that's a plus for her. But outside of that, he's gonna do that, and then, you know, just get that stuff in order so that she can be comfortable, and he just have, you know, things ready for her whenever she finally gets to come home to him. But yeah, yes, Friday. Hell to the yeah. Hell to the yeah. So yeah, y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and get up off of here. I love y'all, and I thank y'all so much for chilling with me for a little bit. I'm gonna get in the shower and stuff and get myself winded down. But outside of that, I don't even know. That wasn't even proper English, but excuse me. So but anyway, I will see y'all in the morning. I hope y'all have an amazing night. And if anything happens, hit me up, y'all, so I can go watch. All right, bye-bye.